And happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin analysis video. Yes, we're going to be talking about the mothership today because we just opened a brand new week, which means we have a new weekly candle on the chart, which means we need to figure out where did Bitcoin close relative to that key region of weekly resistance that we have all been looking at. Did we close over? Did we close under? What is this picture doing? Has Bitcoin done enough in this consolidation for us to be like, all right, guys, buckle in, we're going to the moon? So we're going to be talking about all of that good stuff today. But before I talk about the good stuff and before we really start dissecting the technical picture, there is something happening on the fundamental aspect of things. I'm talking about global news, something big. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but check this out. China's CSI 1000 index is down 30% this year alone. Guys, the year just started. We literally just started the year. It's only Feb 5th. It's down 30%. All right, could this pose as a tail end risk that no one is looking at? Could this affect the global markets? Could this affect Bitcoin? Could this affect the entire crypto space? Well, Sean was kind enough to go ahead and post an entire thread about just this in relation to what it could mean for Bitcoin and crypto. And he literally just posted this thread like 10 minutes ago. So here's what we're going to do. I haven't read it just yet. You and I, we're going to go through this together. That way we can all understand what exactly is going on. What does this mean? Is this good? Is this bad? Does this mean Bitcoin dumps again, much like what we saw during that entire COVID phase? Or, what can we really expect from here? So without further ado, let's jump into this thread. Of course, guys, goes without saying, follow Sean on Twitter. What the hell are you doing? Sean Dexta is the handle. I will be linking it down in the description below. But if you want to follow the technical picture and the fundamental picture, that way you get a good holistic picture on what's going on, this is your man right here. Okay, so now Sean says, China's stock market is collapsing. Okay, number one, what's happening in China and Evergrande? Once again, this Evergrande, which was the real estate giants, the Chinese real estate giants, and this has been going on since, COVID, right? Turns out the trouble is still on. It didn't go anywhere. What's happening in China and Evergrande? And a simple thread on why this will be bullish for Bitcoin and crypto. Okay, so Sean is saying that this could very well be bullish. He says, Evergrande was China's largest property developer. They were enormous, but a week ago they were court-ordered to liquidate and dismantle themselves. How did this happen? Is this bullish or bearish? He says in 2020, China launched a program called the 3 Red Lines that focused on restricting the amount of money that property developers could borrow. Lack of borrowing power equals lack of liquidity. True. So read that again. Lack of borrowing power equals lack of liquidity. This doesn't just apply to China. This applies to every country out there, irrespective of where you are at right now. Applies to you too, okay? Evergrande couldn't pay its debts, and they had a lot of debt. Your ability to refinance your debts is more important than the interest level on the debts. Your ability to refinance the debts is more important than the interest level on the debt. We are currently living in a world of refinancing. He says in December 2021, Evergrande officially defaults on their debt. Coincidentally, Bitcoin begins its bear market on this very month. So this is where Bitcoin was at when Evergrande actually defaulted on their debt. So Bitcoin was very close to the 60K high, getting into that bear market phase. He says, Bitcoin is the fastest barometer of global liquidity. It sniffs out liquidity trouble before any other asset class. Bitcoin was sniffing out trouble with China, the Fed, inflation, etc. Fast forward to Jan 2024, the Hong Kong court said enough is enough and ordered the liquidation of Evergrande. So this happened last month. It says, Chinese stock market has been dumping relentlessly on the speculation and confirmation of this news, down a whooping 30% already. And to think that the year just began, guys. He says Chinese government has been employing stimulus measures to stabilize the market, but they clearly haven't been doing enough. They have to do a lot more. Today they pledged to do just that. What does this mean? Well, liquidity. That's what it means. China will be forced to loosen their policy and inject liquidity. Bitcoin and crypto are the first movers on liquidity injection. In March 2023, Bitcoin reacted extremely well to the banking crisis. Yes, it did. It was this right here, guys. March 2023, we saw this crazy candle to the downside, but only for the next one to give us a 20% rally. Bitcoin is up currently a good 130% since the banking crisis. Okay, that happened last year. He says, sure, there may be an initial scare, but isn't that what so many of us have been waiting for? Prepare for it. Buy it. Liquidity is coming. After weeks of consolidation, this may be what's needed to kickstart the next big move in crypto. Do I have an estimate? Around 3 to 5 weeks, but I need more info. I'll keep you guys updated, so make sure to follow because the next big trade is coming. Guys, if you are not already following Sean, you're missing out on some crazy alpha. Now, this is just a fundamental piece. For those of you who've been following Sean for some time, you guys know that he called Bitcoin at 42K when Bitcoin was sitting right here at 15K. Hell, he even called his consolidation right here. Just notice this image. Right, this too, he posted on Twitter, okay? Price was consolidating at around $17,000 when he drew this out. He's like, we're going to get up to the top of the cloud and we're going to consolidate between the top of the cloud and the 0.786 fib region, all right? And Bitcoin is literally doing just that right now. So there's a lot of alpha that he's throwing out. Go ahead and follow him. His handle is Sean Dexter. Once again, I'll be linking it in the description down below. So now coming back to this news piece, guys. The bullish driver here is the statement, liquidity is coming. But now here's the thing, have they stepped in just yet? No, okay. So question is, what happens between now and when liquidity comes, right? That's what we need to figure out. And that picture is going to be painted for you best on the charts. Get into the charts. Let the charts be a barometer in really understanding what can you expect in the short term to the midterm with price action, right? With this entire bull run cycle that we have already started. Can we expect another dump to the downside, or can we actually expect another push to the upside? But what the Chinese news really tells us is that, hey, there is potential tail end risk that could give us another pullback. Right? But now question is the charts telling us that we can expect a pullback sometime soon? Well, to get a good gauge on that, let's go ahead and figure out how did Bitcoin close on the weekly time frame. I mean, it is a brand new week. I want to go ahead and put on our Ichimoku cloud. We've been looking at the cloud levels to really help us understand, okay, who's got the edge here, right? Is it the bulls? Is it the bears? Now, what I wanted to see particularly is I wanted to see Bitcoin actually close over the top of that cloud. Did we get that close? Yes, we did. Okay, so you can see this previous week right here of 29th of Jan, we actually closed over that cloud level. Now that cloud level, guys, is super important because we're not just looking at the cloud level here. This was also the cycle midpoint, right? I'm going to go ahead and switch on the rest of my drawings. And so we were looking at the cycle midpoint too, coming in at that region at around 42.2K. Let me just go ahead and clear out everything. So the cycle midpoint, guys, is this region right here. Same thing. The weekly cloud level is also the cycle mid, right, which will take me to 42.2K. Now, the historic observation is this. Every time Bitcoin closes a monthly candle, and I want to see a conviction close, a nice clear candle close over the cycle midpoint, that's when we can expect that next rally to the upside. Now, as far as the monthly picture is concerned, did we get that close over on the monthly time frame? Yes, we did. Right, ever so slightly. Did it give us conviction? No. It did not give us conviction. Here is why I don't think this is a conviction candle. Now, a spinner candle, guys, is a representation of indecision. It's basically telling us that, hey, the bulls and the bears had a fight at around 42.2K, and that fight ended up in a stalemate. Right, the bulls had a tad bit of an upper hand, but not that much, okay? Not enough to drive conviction amongst us traders. So what we are really going to have to do getting into the rest of the month of Feb is really have to grill and evaluate every single weekly close. As far as this weekly close is concerned, it's decent, okay? We managed to reclaim that cloud level at around 42.2K. This is essentially what we want to see. But is it enough? I don't think so. All right. What I really want to see here on the weekly, guys, is for us to clear out this region. Okay, notice we have been seeing resistance at around this 43.9K region. Let's just round it to 44K. Over and over again for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks of just rejection at around $44,000. We have not closed a single weekly candle over 44K for over 10 weeks now. All right, so this is that level that's plaguing Bitcoin. So yeah, while we're clearing the cloud level, I want to see us start closing counts over $44,000 for me to then be like, okay, you know what? This is when we can start looking for further upticks on this chart. Before then, this is still going to be a stalemate. The bears still have a chance of taking this down even further. All right, but now the main question is, okay, Krisha, tell us, does Bitcoin actually have the potential to get up to 44K, but also take over $44,000? Well, for that, I'm going to default onto the Mango dashboard. Get into the Mango dashboard, guys. You're going to find this on app.mangoresearch.co. The dashboard is essentially going to help us understand whether or not we could start seeing further continuation to the upside, whether or not there's scope for further continuation to the upside. Is there power on the bullish end? The dashboard is going to give you that information. Okay, this is a very interesting picture. Now, for the most part, guys, the bulls have the edge here. Okay, that's what the dashboard is telling you. From the 12-hour time frame, 2-day time frame, weekly time frame, we have bullish signals on all three of those time frames. Okay, with, more importantly, continuation. Notice the returns, all positive returns. Okay, but also notice the volatility profile on the 12-hour time frame. Low single digits. Volatility is really, really compressed. Now, usually when I look at volatility compressed to these low single digits, I look for volatility to expand. So I'm looking for the next big move to come to me soon enough. All right, now you're probably wondering, okay, Christian, what direction? Well, fall back onto your trend. What is the trend really telling us on the 12-hour time frame? It's saying long. Right, it's telling me that the bulls have the edge on that time frame, so I'm going to be looking for that next move to the upside. Even the 2-day time frame, for instance, we have a bullish signal on here. Okay, notice volatility 57, healthy, moderate. Okay, but healthy, telling me that hey, the bulls on the 2-day time frame also still have a lot more juice still left in them. Okay, weekly, guys, still long. Okay, this is still a bullish trend. In fact, even after the dump, even after this consolidation, you're up by a good 24% on your trade. All right, if you caught the reversal, which came in 98 days ago. Now, for those of you wondering, well, Krisha, you're ignoring the big elephant on this card, which is the 4-hour short. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, there's a 4-hour short. But notice when the short came in 10 hours ago. And the returns are negative 0.38%. Okay, so what this is telling me is that the bears have had 10 hours to take this down further, and they have not seen any follow through on their part. If the bears truly have power in them and they have to show their hand, I want to see the next bearish move come in today. I believe Bitcoin currently is sitting smack on support. And if we can break this region of support, that's when the bears take over. And that's when I'm going to be looking for the short trend to then cascade on over to the 12-hour, on over to the daily, so on and so forth. Okay, but for now, the bears are still fighting this battle. They have not won anything just yet. Now, if I get on over to the chart, here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that, okay, Bitcoin currently is sitting on the weekly cloud in the cycle mid-level, and we're smack on it right now, 42.2K. It's only if the bears manage to take this down further and break this level at 42.2K will I then expect continuation to the downside. Here's what I'm seeing. If I take you on over to the 4-hour time frame, there's a bearish formation actually playing out right here. Right, for those of you who see it, we have a little M-like formation on the 4-hour time frame. This is it, and neckline is almost in line with that weekly cloud level. Right, oftentimes you're going to see a higher time frame support and resistance regions cascade even into your lower time frames. But this right here is the neckline. If I have to go ahead and take the measured move of this M-like formation plotted on the break, where is this going to take Bitcoin down to? $40,071. Now, if we start losing this 42.2K level on even the 12-hour closes, on the daily closes, that's when we can look for further continuation to the downside. Getting down to 40K, I mean, at that point, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin actually makes its way all the way back down to this red box territory right here. How do we get the red box territory? Well, remember, guys, weekly dynamic has kept us on the right side of the trend since the bull market started, okay, since Bitcoin was at $19,000. Okay, just fall back on that. In fact, even it kept you safe even during the banking crisis, by the way. This is the one indicator that kept you safe during the banking crisis. Told you exactly when it's time to get bullish, when it's time to get bearish. Okay, for those of you who want the levels on the dynamic indicator, please go ahead and take note of it. It comes in from around 39.4K, going all the way down to 38.2K. Of course, if you do not want to wait on me and you just want direct access to the dynamic, you can find it on the mango.com/dynamic. Okay, so you can go ahead and check it out. But I'll say this, everything, the bearish aspect right now is us jumping the gun, okay? Don't get this twisted. We have not broken anything just yet. There is no confirmation underneath 42.2K just yet, all right? And until we can get that confirmation, the bulls could very well pick price up from here, okay, and close over $44,000. So this weekly cloud, it appears to be a better bid opportunity than a sell opportunity. If you bid this, okay, and if price breaks to the downside, you know that you've been invalidated on that trade very, very fast. Okay, but this right now is support. Price is currently on support. All right, the major risk of further downside, even past the red box territory, is if we trigger this pattern right here. But of course, guys, we're nowhere close to triggering this pattern, so talking about the targets is so moot right now. We still have to wait on confirmation underneath this region of resistance to then look for further downside, because it's with confirmation you can get confidence and conviction in your trades, especially when you're executing on your trades. Okay, and for those of you, by the way, looking to get, more conviction in any of your trades, not just Bitcoin, but even the altcoins, even traditional assets, I definitely suggest checking out the Mango dashboard. So we've been trading the markets for almost a decade now, and if there's one thing we've learned, it's that the biggest opportunities are missed because there's just far too much going on. There's too much to analyze and not enough time. It can all get extremely stressful. And that's just simply not Mango. So over the past few years, we developed the Mango dashboard to eliminate the stress and strip away the complexity. Instead of slaving away in front of the screen all day, the Mango dashboard will narrow down opportunities for you with a single click using our quick filter buttons. You'll get access to trend signals across all timeframes, as well as volatility profile across all timeframes. There's bullish and bearish hidden divergences, Ichimoku big trend signals, as well as buy zones and sell zone markers. And it's all shown in a simple way. And guess what, guys? It doesn't end just there. For the advanced trader, the dashboard also gives you access to the Mango view, which helps you mark out FVG support and resistance zones to help you milk out those extra profits. We also have key trend analysis indicators to make sure you're always on the right side of the trend, as well as the Mango Ichimoku cloud with the Mango settings to help you capture those big wins. You can find all of this at app.mangoresearch.co. And what's more is that you can try it all out for free. You can check it out using the link on screen or in the description down below. And I really hope you guys enjoyed today's analysis. If you did, hit the like, and I'll now see you in the next update. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the Mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, you guys.